Your brain hates everything scary, hard, and uncomfortable. Well, it is programmed that way since the Stone Age. So, there is no escape. Actually, you can reprogram your brain to not be bothered by these all scary things or to even enjoy them. Wouldn't it be nice? Let me show you how to do it. But first, why is your brain such a coward? Well, it has a part inside that's called amygdala, just like this Bloodborne boss. And this amygdala reacts to everything new, everything scary, everything uncomfortable. Every time something like this happens, this kind of situation arises, your amygdala sends a signal to your brain that you should better get out of here. You should avoid it and run away. It does it because it is not sure. It is not sure whether it's a danger or not. And believe me, in our Stone Age times, when we are just monkey men, the uncertainty meant death. So it was beneficial to our survivor to run away when you saw a weird stick. It could have been a snake, right? And if you were bitten by this snake, you would die. That's why you'd run away in this kind of situation, because your brain is programmed that way to increase your survival chance. But we are not in Stone Age anymore, but our brains stay the same. And what can you control is that every time you get a signal from your amygdala that something is dangerous, something is scary, you should avoid that. If you avoid that, really, you give signal back to your amygdala that it was right. So even if the thing is not dangerous at all, but you give this kind of signal, your amygdala will strengthen its response to that situation. So for example, if you are scared of talking to a girl because it's something new, your amygdala sends you a signal, and you avoid that, your amygdala will send much stronger signal next time you are about to do it, because it got a signal back that you ran away, so it was really dangerous, even if it wasn't. So you kinda fall into a loop when you are listening to your amygdala. Endless loop of fear. But don't worry, there are 4 things you can do to break this cycle. First is, as you can guess, exposure. If you finally decide to do that scary thing, despite amygdala telling you not to do so, you break the cycle. You break the loop. You do the thing and you send a signal back to your amygdala that, well, it was okay. Maybe you faced a little setback or something bad happened, but it was not dangerous and it meant nothing to your life. It didn't kill you, so your amygdala will calm for the next time. But of course, don't overdo it and don't start by doing the hardest thing you have in mind, because you may avoid that. You may just not have enough strength to do it. It's just like a gym. You don't do the 100 kilogram bench press first time you walk into a gym. You start with just the bar, and I want you to start with just the bar when you are exposing yourself to your fears. So start small. If you are afraid of speaking in public, start by asking a question in a group few times, then try to discuss something in a smaller group like 5 to 10 people, then try to give a presentation to 10 people, 20 people, 40 people, and eventually you will get to 100, 1000 and so on. So it will become much less scary when you are doing these little steps, because your amygdala will understand that there is no danger associated with that, because you are doing it and you are still alive. And if you are wondering what should you do to expose yourself, don't worry, I have a tool just for you. If you join my newsletter in the description, you will gain access to Fearproof Challenge Generator, a tool I created that will help you to decide what scary thing should you do today. It looks like that. You choose a level, either easy, normal or hard, and the challenge will pop up. It would be something you could do right away or something you need some planning to do, but either way, your goal is only to do that thing, to take action. You don't need to think about the thing you should do, you just do it. Whether it's talking to a stranger, whether it's going to the cinema alone, or some other task that will appear on your screen. I thought about everything, so you can just take action. Again, link is in the description. Next way of breaking this cycle is reframing. Because being stressed, being scared doesn't give you a lot of motivation, right? But let's think about it more physiologically. When you are scared, what body signals do you get? You get sweaty palms, you get short and shallow breath, and your heart is racing really fast. This is what you associate with stress, this is what you associate with fear, and those are, well, let's say, negative emotions. But did you know that those emotions are not the only ones that give you this kind of bodily symptoms? There is one more. It's excitement. Yes, excitement is like a good emotion. We all associate excitement with something good. Something like a party starting, or you meeting a new person you wanted to meet all the time, and so on and so on. If you're excited, you are motivated. You think that everything will be alright. You are just waiting for this thing to happen. But the bodily symptoms are the same: sweaty palms, racing heart, and shallow breath. So when it comes to reframing, it is just about that. When you acknowledge the symptoms, that your heart is racing, your palms are sweaty, and your breath is shallow, don't think to yourself that you are scared or that you are stressed. You are just excited to do the thing you want to do. Believe me, you will get a lot more motivation and drive when you think you are excited than when you think you are scared or stressed. So every time you notice these bodily symptoms, just think to yourself, man, I am so excited to do it. The third technique I want to tell you about is positive reinforcement. This is just straightforward. This one is easy. How do you train your dog to get used to scary situations like fireworks or being alone in house? You reward him, you give him some treats. Then why not do it to yourself too? Every time you muster courage to finally face your fears, to do something even remotely scary, just give yourself a reward. And I am not talking about a treat. I mean, you can eat something delicious, but if you don't want to become fat, then you can give yourself some other rewards, like buying something new for yourself, or even just telling yourself that you are proud of yourself, or you can write some good gratitude sentences in your journal. But even thinking about that you are proud of yourself and you did great will give you a drive and motivation to do the thing again, and will remove the friction of doing this scary and uncomfortable thing. Last but not least, the technique I want to tell you about is identity shift. This is probably the most powerful of all these tools I am talking about today. But what is it about? Right now you think of yourself as a scared guy who is trying to overcome his fears. And that is fine, I respect you for doing that. But in reality, in status quo, you're a scared guy. It doesn't matter that you are trying to do these things, you're a scared guy. This is what you think about yourself. You're a guy who don't want to do these uncomfortable things, don't want to do these scary things, don't want to do these hard things. And it will come back. Even if you try to change yourself, it is like being a guy who wants to quit smoking. When the chance will arrive, you will smoke again. And this is the same with being a person who is scared but is trying to overcome his fears. But what if I tell you that you can think about yourself as a man who do scary things daily, or a man who does the things despite being scared? This is a slight change, but a big one, really. It literally changes who you are inside your brain. Let me elaborate on this example of a person who wants to quit smoking. We have two people, person A and person B. And person A is a person who wants to quit smoking, and the person B is a person who doesn't smoke. This is his identity. Who has the bigger chance to smoke when the situation allows him to do? It will of course be person A, person who smokes but is about to quit, and not the person who is not smoking. If you are aligning your life, if you're aligning your whole life to your identity, you will start seeing things differently. If you are a person who does things despite being scared, you will do it right away, because that's the thing someone who does scary things despite being scared does. We will ask questions. What would the guy who is courageous would do? Or would the guy who does the scary things daily avoid this challenge? At first it doesn't sound so powerful, but believe me, but if you take it seriously and dedicate some time to changing your identity, you will see how powerful of a tool that is. And finally, remember that courage is a muscle, and it won't grow if you won't train it. That's why I send you again to my newsletter and to Fearproof Generator Challenge. So the 4 things I told you about in this video is exposure, reframing, positive reinforcement, and identity shift. Try using at least one. And the other thing I want you to do is to do one scary thing today to train your exposure. You can do it either alone, you can do it with your Fearproof Challenge generator. And if you want to share your results, you can write it in the comments, or you can join my community when you will get support from me and other guys just like you. And if you want to know why you would regret not doing those things I told you about in this video, check this video. Stay fearproof.